my magical friends, I'm Cowmingo! Now in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a bunch of tips and tricks for the brand new Molten Mines update inside Overlook Bay! But before we get into that, if you do me a quick favor, make sure that you're subscribed, and if you liked the video, that would mean the world to me. But let's go ahead and get started! So the brand new Molten Mines update inside Overlook Bay has added a brand new mining area, brand new drills, some new pets, and brand new player levels. Which, let me tell you, the player level is going to take quite a bit to max out. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you the best tips and tricks on how to get level 100 mining as fast as possible. And as you can see, I obviously have a bit of mining practice with my level 100 rank. But let's go ahead and get started. Now first, I want to talk about all of the drills in the game. And doing this brand new mining update, the better the tool you have, the faster it will go. So if you're just using a busted drill, it'll go a lot slower than if you're using something like a golden or even a hyper drill. But let's go ahead and get started with the cheapest drill in the game, which is the busted drill. And get this drill right away for free at the entrance of Molten Mines. It does have a base luck of 1 and it takes 12 seconds to mine a rock. Now if you can, I highly recommend getting a better drill right away because it's going to make it so much easier. And the cheapest one is the steel drill, which sells for 7,500 gems. Now this one has a 1.25 times luck, but it mines 2 seconds faster than the busted drill. So if you can't afford this one, I highly recommend buying it. But don't be buying drills just yet if this is your first time in Molten Mines. If you can afford the most expensive drill, you definitely want to buy, but let's go ahead and keep going. Now, our next one is the toxic drill. Now, this one has a 1.5 times luck, and it takes 8 seconds to mine a rock. That is 4 seconds faster than the busted drill, which is so fast. Now, the one after that is the golden drill. Now, this one sells for 25,000 gems. Now, this one has a 1.75 times luck. It takes 6 seconds to mine, but most excitingly, it has a 1.25 times experience boost, which is by far the best stat ever. So if you can afford it, anything from the golden drill up is absolutely amazing. Now for the most expensive drill gem-wise is the Molten Drill. Now, if you can afford 35k or you're super close, so you're sitting on 30k, I highly recommend saving up another 5,000 gems, either from doing pet tasks, fishing if you're still working on fishing level, or just any other way to make gems, because the Molten Drill is so good. And the reason why is because it has a luck of 2. It takes 4 seconds to mine. It has a 1.5 times experience luck, which is so strong. It is 0.25 times more experience, which is a huge boost. But the reason why this one is so good is because if you don't have a whole bunch of Robux, so you can't afford the godly hyper drill, which is 1,295 Robux, it is only 1 second longer to fully mine a rock, and it's 0.5 times experience less than the hyper drill, which is so good, considering it's only 35,000 gems. So if you can't afford the hyper drill, I highly recommend buying the Molten Drill because it's gonna make your mining so much faster. And you're leveling up so much faster. Now, there is one more drill in the game, which you do get by getting level 100. Now, this drill is super good if you're working on alternate accounts trying to get more of those molten cats, which are absolutely adorable. But this drill has a ×3 luck boost. It takes 3 seconds to mine, but it has a ×3 experience boost, which is so strong. I'm currently working on my second account right now, and it is going so much faster than when I was even using the hyper drill. This is as a side trick. If you're trying to work your way up to get 95 on 4 different accounts to make a rainbow shiny inferno cat, I highly recommend doing your first cap to level 100 and using atomic drill on your alts because it's gonna be so much faster. But that is all the drills in the game. Now let's go ahead and talk about the crystals. Oh, and I almost forgot. The celebration dragon gives extra mining luck, which is super important, which I'm about to explain why in a second. And also to keep in mind that the Rainbow Shiny Celebration Dragon gives a 5 times luck boost, the Shiny Celebration Dragon gives a 4 times, and the normal Celebration Dragon gives a 3 times. So if you can, definitely try to get a Rainbow Shiny Celebration Dragon because it'll make it so much better. Now the reason why mining luck is so powerful And honestly, like the best perk for mining is because every single upgraded crystal gives even more experience. Now I'm gonna be doing this based off of the experience you get with a ×2 luck drill, the hyper drill. But basically how it works is the better the crystal, the higher rarity the crystal is, the more experience it gives. So for example, the common obsidian crystal is gonna give a whole lot less experience than the godly heart of the bay crystal. Now, on the ×2 luck boost, this crystal gives less than 100 experience, but the rare crystal right here gives over 100 experience per crystal. And it slowly works up there, so you get about an average of 100 experience per mining slot, which is so good, which is why getting even better drill is so strong. And it's also why luck is so powerful, because if you just keep getting a ton of this obsidian rock over and over again, you're getting a lot less experience than someone doing the exact same thing, getting a ton of the legendary crystal right here, because it gives so much more experience. Now, the odd factor, too, is this crystal right here, which is also a godly, and that is the Ember Shard. Now, the Ember Shard is really good, because with a ×2 luck experience boost, it can give you 1,000 experience per crystal. Now, how you actually get these crystals is by heading over to the back of the Molten Mine. And in this slot right here, a big crystal will spawn every roughly hour. I'm not sure the exact time, but it spawns in roughly every single hour. Now I'll go ahead and show a picture of it on the screen right now just so you know how it looks. But this crystal is super unique because unlike every single other crystal in the game, everyone works together on this one. Now it has a base health of 10,000. Which is a lot of health. And yet again, the better drill you use while mining it, the more health you take per second. But generally how it rewards on it is how much work you do. So if you mine roughly 5,000 health from the giant boss crystal here, you're gonna get roughly half of the full reward. Now, if you are in a small server and manage to mine the entire crystal on your own, you will get the full reward, which used to be roughly 10,000 experience with the hyper drill. But they did lower it somewhere down to 3,000 experience with the ×2 drill. So don't follow those numbers as it's entirely true. It's always changing. Because, it's really hard to balance things like that. But if this thing ever spawns in the game, I highly recommend going to mine no matter what you're doing. There is a pop-up that pops on the top of your screen and in chat, but you do have to be inside of Molten Mines if you want to teleport over to it. But there is a chat alert that I am showing on screen that will pop up when it spawns in. So if you can, I highly recommend mining if it's in the server. But that's all the special stuff in Molten Mines. Now I kind of want to go over some paths I take to mine the most crystals at the exact same time. Because it is faster to take a path on mining than to like jump around and mine random crystals. So I'll go ahead and do my best to show you all of the paths. Now this is done with the 3-second drill, the hyper drill. So I can mine stuff a lot faster. So I can run this a lot faster than normal. So you're all going to take variations of these 2 different paths that I take on whatever you deem is faster for respawns. Now the base path I take is starting at this crystal right below the second mining pass, then moving over to this crystal right here in front of the leaderboard, then the one right next to the stone bridge, then you want to follow it all the way over here to this one right next to the minecart track right there, then the one over at the entrance, then you want to work your way all the way over to this one, and then the one all the way over here. And if you're moving at a pretty decent speed, by the time you mine that last crystal, by the time you drive all the way back to the first one, this one will be respawned. Now, if you do come back and this one doesn't respawn for a couple seconds and you are able to do it pretty easy without falling off, then you just drive up here and do this crystal, and even if you want to, you can do this crystal up here too. So if you get really good at it, you can move really, really fast and mine all the crystals like as fast as possible. You can mine this one first, then this one right here, and then move your way and do the rest of the path that I showed right there. Now you can also, instead of starting on this one, you can go ahead and go inside this mine shaft right here and start on this one right here. So you mine this one first, and then you make your way out here and mine this one, and then you continue the path all the way to the end past the entrance. Now, if you want to, you can also do it in reverse. Both directions work wonderfully. But yet again, it's entirely based on what you find comfortable. You can even just do all these crystals over here, over by the hot springs. Like do this one, starting over there, and work your way down the actual path. But yeah, again, that path is entirely up to you. You can just take like part of the path or do the entire path. But I do find doing every single crystal in order makes it so much easier while mining. Now there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that's if you're grinding up alts, there is a really cool trick that I found, which makes it a little bit easier when you're using drill, especially if you're using the 100 drill. It is so fast while leveling up in this area. And that is, I'm then going to show you a path that I took that I'm using to grind up my accounts, because I managed to get level 50 in a couple hours of pure grinding. And the first thing is that I don't pick up the crystals on here because I am using alt, so I don't need the money that badly. And I don't really need the player levels because yet again, it is my alt, so I'm not really playing on it. And that is that I don't pick up the crystals because you don't need to pick up the crystals to get the mining experience. All it gives is it gives the ability to sell the crystals and it gives you player experience. But also yet again, it does take a lot more time to pick up the crystals. It makes it a lot slower. And the Molten Mines crystals do sell for a whole lot more. So if you don't want to pick up crystals on your alt, I would recommend waiting for the Molten Mines, because the Molten Mines crystal sells from 7 to 50 gems, and this one sells from 4 to 15. And they give a whole lot less experience while mining. Now, something really cool you can do in this area is that you can mine while in your personal vehicle. And what you can do is you get your brand new atomic drill if you are level 100, is to run this path right here with this tool. And it is starting at the entrance if you're coming to this area. So let's go ahead and time lapse so you can see how it looks. And there we go, that is the entire loop. And as you can see, this crystals respawn, and up down here, that crystal respawn right there, and the loop will continue pretty easily. Now, if you're a bit confused about that last bit, I did just go up behind the shop area, up on the hill. And it's especially easy if you do have the minecart equipped too, because it's really weird if you can basically go up anything. Which yet again, the minecart actually makes it a lot easier to mine. So while grinding on different alts, if you want to get more of those molten cats, that is the best path to take while doing, because everything respawns perfectly. And I got a whole bunch of experience there. You can probably get a couple levels pretty fast doing that. So hopefully that did help you out. But let me know in the comments, what mining level are you right now? Honestly, I am enjoying the Molten Mines so much. It's one of the best updates right now. But hopefully this video helped you out while trying to get through Molten Mines. Yet again, this is a permanent update inside the game, so you do not have to rush it. But thanks for being here, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye!